guys, how's it going? It's Shani today here. Welcome to After Action Reports episode 30, where I'm going to be breaking down every single date and time that you need to be aware of for not only the beta that'll be taking place for Modern Warfare across the three various platforms, but also the Call of Duty World League Championship happening from Wednesday to Sunday this week, and all of the scheduled timings that you're going to be needing for that. Now, I am recording this post-edit. Unfortunately, I've had the facecam files corrupt, which is why you're watching some beautiful B-roll of Hacienda. So we're going to jump straight into the video, and I'll see you guys again in the outro. So to start things off, before we dive into everything relating to COD Champs kicking off on Wednesday, I thought a better place to start would, of course, be the Modern Warfare beta details that a lot of people have been asking me, and I'm surprised considering that you just type it into Google and Google machine will spit out all the information for you. But we do find ourselves on the Call of Duty website trying to figure out everything revolving around the Modern Warfare beta that will be happening next month. So Modern Warfare is set to release on the 25th of October, which means that that date is literally around the corner, and we're obviously super excited considering that weekend one, which will be the PlayStation exclusive weekend as we could have expected, will be taking place from the 12th of September if you do have your early access. Of course, to gain early access, you would need to have pre-ordered. So better get those pre-orders in relatively soon, considering that early access will start a month from today. Obviously super stoked and super excited. I do have it on pre-order waiting for my preload to go live. But then open beta for PlayStation will be kicking off from the 14th to the 16th of September. So for those of us who will have early access, we'll be playing, I'm pretty sure, from the 12th all the way to the 16th. And we will wait and see what they plan to add. Of course, with betas, we do know in the past that they continually add new maps or different features or add increase the level cap or whatever the case may be. So we're hoping to get more details about what's going to be included in the beta. I can imagine there'll be a ton of multiplayer. A month from today, we're all going to be playing the Modern Warfare beta if you've pre-ordered and you're on PlayStation. Super exciting. But then for second weekend, of course, we're all going to have open to all platforms from the 19th, which will be early access for the Xbox and PC. So obviously they would have had to need to pre-order there as well. But then everyone available and welcome to play from the 21st of September. For my South Africans that are viewing this, a reminder that this is the same weekend as Comic-Con Africa. So if you're planning on doing both, you better stock up on a lot of energy drinks. But this is just a brief overview of everything that you can expect in terms of dates. So if you have pre-ordered and you're on PlayStation, the 12th of September is a date to keep in mind. But then if you haven't pre-ordered but you are still looking to play the open beta, that will be the 14th. And then same can be said if you pre-ordered on Xbox or PC, then that will be the 19th of September to keep in mind. But then everybody gets to jam together from the 21st. This doesn't really give us a full breakdown exactly what we can expect. So we're going to jump over into Charlie Intel, who is literally my go-to source of information surrounding betas, surrounding patch notes and everything else. I do know that obviously COD and Activision posted on their sites as well, but Charlie Intel is my go-to for information. So if you haven't followed them, make sure you're following them because they are literally your one-stop source for all this information. They are affiliated with Deserto, but I do still love their form of coverage as opposed to many of the other sites in terms of actual game content. So they've just got this really handy article that I will be linking in the description below, just about everything you need to know about the open beta for COD. And then something that they didn't have on the COD website here with open to all platforms is the fact that that second weekend is going to be the cross-play beta. Obviously, it has been confirmed, and we do know that Modern Warfare is going to be playable across all platforms, with cross-play obviously coming into like front and center with this. So not only is weekend 2 going to be available to all platforms, but it is also going to be a chance for us to test the waters with the cross-play beta. Coming from an Xbox background, moving over to PlayStation purely for Call of Duty, I am super stoked to get back into playing a game with my Xbox friends so that I don't have to own 2 copies of the game, because I did that with World War II. Haven't done that with Black Ops 4. But I am obviously very excited to play alongside with my other console brethren from a different console. As for the PC console debacle about, but console players don't want to have to go up against PC players the way that we all know it's going to be like, obviously mouse and keyboard having that superior advantage. To my understanding, and I don't have the link up now, but to my understanding, this is all based off of, matchmaking is based off of input. There will be a link in the description below for more details about that, but it is supposedly going to be all about input based. But bigger question there is going to be with PC, if you're playing with a controller, will you have a frame rate cap? But that is just some further details in terms of the first and second weekend for all of your various platforms. And then how to get early access, they've got a little bit of an interesting little piece here. You need to pre-order, as we have already mentioned. I do also know that there are a ton of Twitter accounts that have been posting beta tokens and beta codes. So I am hoping, potentially, maybe, I don't know if I will be getting my hands on some beta codes again this year. If I will, I of course will be giving these away on Twitter, so make sure you're following me there for those informations. But question mark, I don't know if I'm going to be giving any away because I haven't been told anything just yet. But fingers crossed with regards to the open beta. I'm obviously looking forward to playing with all of you come the coming weeks of September, from the 12th all the way to the 23rd. Over the 2 weekends, because as much as it's going to be Comic-Con Africa this weekend, you know I'm going to be jumping into some cross-platform lobbies. So that's just a quick rundown on the dates that you do need to diarize if you are looking to play the early access, open beta, which platform you need to be aware of, and when you're going to be playing where. In terms of the content that we have been made aware of for multiplayer, well, not for multiplayer, but for Modern Warfare, in terms of the multiplayer reveal that they recently had on the 1st of August, I will be doing that in a little bit of a later episode of the After Action Report, because there's so much to cover with regards to this event right here that I'd rather focus on the dates and the timings for this, considering that even though it does say that COD Champs takes place between the 16th and 18th, games actually start kicking off from Wednesday this week. So if you've been living under a rock for whatever reason, CWL does come into its fruition at the end of the season in August for COD, and we finish off the season with COD Champs, which is basically our World Cup that happens every year. New season, new title, and we have a new form of champs. Now this particular season, finishing off with the final COD Champs of pre-franchising, is kind of a big deal, because obviously we don't know how things are going to change moving forward. We don't know what happens to the AM scene going into franchising. We don't know what's going to happen going forward. So for the final time, we have a little bit more familiarity, if I can say it in that, with COD Champs 2019 happening in Las Vegas. This just happens to be the event page from events.mlg.com. But if we go over into the callofduty.com/esports site, this is all of the schedule and event information that you're going to be needing. So COD Champs is going to be kicking off, like they say here, multi-day event from the 14th of August, so that is Wednesday this week. But why read through a blog post like this when we have our trusty friends over at COD Gamepedia to break absolutely everything down? If you haven't followed their new account over on Twitter, make sure you are following them. Like I said, Charlie Intel is my go-to for game-related content. COD Gamepedia is my go-to for everything happening in the competitive scene for Call of Duty, particularly around the CWL. And they have outdone themselves once again with all the information pertaining to the CWL for 2019. And they have all of the information that you could possibly need. But what we're going to be looking into now, of course, there's all the results that will be updated as the tournament progresses. But what we want to see, there's the brackets, is of course the schedule. So to start off, there are various pools that are going to be taking place over the different days. But as I said, we're going to be kicking it off from Wednesday the 14th. Now, these are all in my time zone. So this is for South Africans here. So you can see that we're going to be going into the early hours of the morning. Gotta love it. They do obviously have a Pacific Standard and the rest of the time zone as well. They do also have the countdown in terms of when this is going to be kicking off. So 2 days, 4 hours, which is obviously going to be more user-friendly in terms of going through the schedule here now. But various pools to be getting through here. So we have Pool A's times, Pool B's times. If you really want to know something specific, this link will be in the description below, but you're also seeing it on the screen here now. I'm just hiding as we go along rather than me scrolling. Pool E, Pool F, Pool G, Particularly looking forward to this, of course, because Optic Gaming. Then Pool H, and then the details in terms of your stream. So Alpha stream / the main stream is always going to be on twitch.tv/Call of Duty, but then Bravo, Charlie, and Delta will also have stuff around that. Obviously, E United walked away the winners of CWL finals. So a lot of heavy hitters coming in here for Champs. And as I said in the beginning of this little bit of a segment, is that this is the final season that is pre-franchising, and we have no idea how this affects the scene going forward. Obviously, everyone's hoping that franchising is going to be great, that it's going to grow the scene, it's going to grow the esports in general. But we're going to have to wait and find out. So I know that I'm going to be watching as much Call of Duty as physically possible. That is going to be from the 14th, not the 16th. But main events will obviously be taking place the Friday, Saturday, Sunday of August. All the times and stuff and everything that you will need. Everything that I have gone through on screen now will be linked in the description below. And with that, that is going to wrap up episode 30 of the After Action Report. A little bit different than usual, but a lot of information to get through in terms of the beta, because I've had a lot of people surprisingly DMing me about what is going on with the beta and when different people can play across platform and all of that other great stuff that we're looking forward to next month. But then also all the details surrounding COD Champs happening this week. I know I'm going to be watching as much as physically possible. I'll be back with episode 31 a little bit later this week because I actually want to jump into some predictions for COD World League, and we'll be jumping into some COD Champs discussions a little bit later. But for now, I will leave this episode there. I hope you guys did enjoy. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you're new around here. I hope you're playing as close to zero ping as possible, and I'll see you guys again soon. Cheers!